G'day viewers, we are at the Good Games Brisbane Store Championship. This is the upper bracket final. I am on the right playing Kate. Andrew is with me on the left playing Husbyroid. How you doing, Andrew?
Good, thanks, Alex. Yep, we get to meet again in a finals match there. We're both unbeaten in the double elimination at this point. Unfortunately for me, I've ended up with what turned out to be my weaker deck on the day. So I don't feel this is the strongest of my decks that I've come to face you with. Still, it should be an interesting game.
Should be. Tell us a little bit about this shirt you're wearing. You've got the Hypnotoad. All glory to the
My
Hypnotoad.
tournament shirt. My beloved tournament shirt. I randomly just wore that, one of my favorite shirts, to the 2013 regionals, which ended up winning. And since then, I've worn it to every premier tournament. It's synonymous with tournaments for me. And yeah, people just know it now as the the Hypnotoad shirt.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I first saw it at the Kronos tournament, and yeah, you went completely undefeated. Like no one could touch you. No one could touch the Hypnotoad that day. So the legend just lived on. Um,
People
so
looked into its eyes, you know. Yeah, so starting out there, I think I found with this deck, I made a few changes, and it affected the economy of the deck, and it ended up making the deck a lot worse. I was trying to fit in a few surprises for the runner at the expense of some economy that I thought I could do without, and in the end, I'd killed the economy of this deck, and so you'll probably see me slowly clicking for credits. And all you really will have to do is grind out a win
so it
from
looks
this
like
one.
you kept, and I'm mulliganing. I think that's okay.
Yeah, not a bad hand. Um, if I got some ice there, I'll usually just keep it in a tournament final like this, a top elimination bracket. I won't take too many risks on the mulligan. If there's ice there, I'll probably just keep it rather than try and mulligan for a slightly better hand. There's a Jackson in my hand as well.
An
Plenty of ice.
architect. An
Yeah.
architect is a great architect onto your hand, and then Ichi onto the deck.
Yep.
Did you consider the opposite?
Yes, I
Architect.
did. Um, Architect on the hand, I think, was to like sort of evacuate the hand if you run there to sort of chuck some stuff out and try and drain you of clicks to go check the remotes.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Ichi, I was hoping, to sort of trap some programs and drain some clicks of you, make it very inefficient for you to run in there and check. Obviously, you just ran in there right there and checked for free.
Yeah, I love running first click against HB. I mean, often if their credits aren't that high at the start, they probably want to know res on the via road ice because it's not going to punish the runner too bad if they face check on first click. Um,
The
Getting a
fact
bit of
that
value from Kate with the prepaid dirty laundry. So you get the cheap install and then you get the prepaid credit for the dirty laundry. So straight up to, I got 7 credits by the look of it.
beautiful economy. Your tournament deck there on the right, the Kate deck, it's really well tuned.
Yeah, it's the
Um,
latest iteration of the
yeah,
prepaid Kate, the archetype. It's very well known. It runs the Lady Breaker and the Cyber Cipher code
it's in a very
decoder.
good place. It's a really good tournament deck, and you play it very well. And I think that's why you're here in the top bracket. Um, no question about those decks being so good or your play style. Uh, and me, I got here mostly on the back of the runner. If I did win a game with this deck, it's because the first turn ice was Vipers and Victor 1.0. They drain so many clicks from the runner, they're so inefficient to get through that gave me time to build up.
Yeah,
Viper, with those traces of draining a click. Victor 1.0, people unwilling to take the brain damage.
yeah, Baby Victor. I love now that Yog's not that common. That little code gate is a wonderful piece for HB.
Yeah. Sharpshooter going in the graveyard there. I'm keeping my eye on that. I remember that. Thinking, oh, well, there goes Itchy. Because you've got a clone chip out as well, so you're all set to walk through Itchy for 1 credit. So I promptly ice up R&D a little bit more. Glad to see some action here in the HQ.
So yeah, shifting my focus to the hand and hitting that architect that we saw earlier. Um, HB getting some good value out of architect with the install will give a credit on the runner's turn.
Yeah, it's so efficient. Not only do you get a free install, which is a click, a draw, an install, and a credit. It's such a efficient maneuver with architect. I really like that. And even if it only happens once, I'm ahead a little bit now.
Well, it practically gives you 3 clicks because you get a credit and an install and an install. So, I mean, you haven't.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, it's
If I was,
and then
this wasn't a finals game. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and I basically have to get a sentry break. You can't face plant into it anymore. Like it's just too punishing.
So there is an agenda in the hand. I just saw one flick past. That's why I didn't play anything out of the hand by the looks. I probably should have chucked the agenda out there and risked you going to look at it. Those sort of bluffs can sometimes pay off big.
I'm trashing a Jackson and not realizing this remote is also a Jackson. So this is playing into Andrew's hand a little bit. I probably should check that remote before running the HQ. Just getting some value out of Kate's ability with the second clone chip.
Yeah, you really want to use that ability every turn if you can. And over the game, it adds up to so much money, just like the prepaids can. Such a powerful economy working together. So yeah, a bit of protection for that agenda in my hand. And clicking for credits again. Oh, that makes me sad. Oh, give me a donut back.
Dieseling. So I think with Kate, if you're not where you need to be, you just draw, and then you'll end up hitting some more card draw, and you keep drawing, and you'll get there one way or another.
Yeah, your deck has Levy in it, I believe.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So don't be afraid to draw heavy. Yeah, really just churn through those cards. The deck will just gain momentum the more you draw. Diesel's such an efficient card for that.
So Mimic going in just to deal with Architect. I'm sure that will show up again if I don't install a Mimic. You love to res another Architect on me. And ditching my Plastry
no idea.
and an Artman. I don't mind having an Artman in the bin. Being able to clone it out against a difficult situation is nice.
There's a lot of 4-strength ice in this deck. In fact, because of Atman and the number of 4-strength ice, you see I just played a current. Original version of this deck actually played with a different current, one called Lag Time, just to mess up with the Atman decks and the Mimics.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, Architect Strength 4, Eli's Strength 5, Itchy's Strength 5, and suddenly Atman at Strength 4 and Mimic are no longer cutting it.
So Clone Chip and Lucky Finding up for 7 credits. So
nice.
Starting to do get the machine working in the Kate deck.
Yeah.
There's the Jackson. So I realise my mistake now.
I can now see 2 agendas in hand. It looks like a Healer Hands and Accelerated Beta Test.
And icing the Jackson. So.
Yeah. So that's the beginnings of the scoring server. So I'm drawing, so I probably want to ditch some of those agendas.
So Victor 2, I think, was that remote ice.
Yeah, Victor 2 is another excellent ice.
Especially comboed with Heinlein Grid, which I think that's on R&D.
It is. That used to be an Adonis campaign, and I switched to Heinlein Grid as a little sneaky trap. For the runner. During the day, it didn't trigger once, and in hindsight, I would have loved the asset economy instead. Comboing with Architect a lot better. So, lessons learned here. That said, I'm still not super poor, but I am giving you all of the time that you need to set up. If I had some more money, I could probably start pushing agendas faster. This is the real problem. The deck's probably just a touch slow, and you're getting that great setup time.
So you're on 11, I'm on 14, and still not with much of a rig, but also you're not quite looking to score just yet. So
In fact, the opposite of that.
tell,
Just adding more ice to the pile.
kind of telling me the hand might be a thing now. I don't think I've drawn a legwork yet, but yeah, I'm thinking legwork now when you see a triple ice on HQ.
Yep.
There it is, the SMC. So I'm looking at. So for some reason I'm thinking Crisium grid because you're such a Crisium grid fan. I'm thinking, oh, I can't run my
Really.
Maker's Eye or my indexing yet. Jackson's on the table. Um,
So you just discovered enhanced login protocol, so cancelling that run and just drawing instead. So enhanced login protocol offering a bit of protection to early aggression.
so prepaid pad. The second one is always nice. It would have been nice to see it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I still think in this game you're going to get great value. It's still early days, and you're going to get some massive value out of them. Really think your economy's in a good place. That's the beginning. My economy is still terrible for at this point of the game. Quite happily installing ice that I can't res and clicking for credits. Oh, still sad.
So still drawing up. I think the plan is just to get into R&D and trash whatever that upgrade is.
Yeah, definitely. Christian Grid obviously puts Maker's Eye offline and indexing. Too powerful.
So dirty laundry into the Jackson. So I'm gonna try and get rid of the Jackson. Try and make R&D maybe more agenda rich, and then try and win the game in R&D. I think that's the plan at this stage.
That should have used all your clicks. I didn't realize there. Because of
Uh,
enhanced login protocol.
oh, it was a dirty laundry run, so I
Ah,
can
of
use the
course, yeah,
card
yeah, it does it,
ability
yes.
and then click through. Yeah.
Right, you are. I remember now. Good play.
So
Yeah,
there's
try and
Jackson.
use those run cards when enhanced is out. Yeah, actually, over the day I found that quite a good card as always. Enhanced login protocol.
Putting the Cyber Cipher on the R&D.
Yep, so that's going to deal with Victor 1.0 and Viper all in one fell swoop. Victor 2.0 is not even that much more expensive. And, you're one scavenger away from hitting my scoring server as well, so I'll probably continue to ice that further.
That's the dilemma it gives the runner, I think, is I want to put it on the deck, but then I have to spend 2 clicks to get through Victor to check your remote, so it gives you a bit of an opportunity to take advantage of the inflexibility of Cyber Cipher in some ways.
Yeah, and I think with Enhanced Login Protocol and Architect, you certainly I'm trying to create a scoring situation where there wasn't one before by draining your click so you can't get back over to the scoring server in time.
So there's
But
Eli.
Mimic's going to shut that down.
I'm going to... Oh, yep. ELP is still up, so I've got to spend my extra click. This is where I'm trying to trash what I think is Crisium grid, but turns out to be Heinlein grid. So the dog gets through, installed, and only spends 1 credit and 1 token. So it's a nice way to deal with Eli.
It's the best. Apart from Morningstar, that is the best way to deal with it. Beautifully, so cheap.
And Here's the big Heimdall. This is another one we hadn't realised is oh, I never realised how good Lady was against Heimdall. We'll see this in a second.
With 3 clone chips out, unfortunately, my R&D going to be wide open on top.
So Heimdall 1, I can spend a click, a 1 dog token, and 3 credits. So it's not as bad as some other situations with Kuroda.
I'd had 3 credits, I could have drained all your money away there.
So seeing the Highline Grid, yeah, unable to fire that and get rid of all my money.
And there goes Enhanced Login, probably my greatest protection.
So that's just a bonus. I was just hoping to get rid of that upgrade and able to score.
A big turning point there, but it was bound to happen.
Just wanted to set up an index or a makers, I think. So Andrew realizing that the clock is ticking now.
Chuck a card down there, see if you'll spend time to go look at it.
Not interested. Interested in money. I think I've got a plan for R&D and that plan needs money.
Yeah. Maker's Eye lined up next turn.
2 clicks. I'm thinking, no, I don't want to go check that remote. I'm just going to Maker's Eye right now. So spending the dog, spending the last dog, and the 3 credits, and a click to get through Heimdall, and
all too easy.
No res on Ichi, and can't see what they were, but I hit a Healer Hands.
It was worth it.
So the dog down to 0, but that can easily be fixed with a scavenge, and then you've hit the Healer Hands for yourself. So you've got
some economy back.
The start of what might be a little bit of an economic improvement.
Yeah, definitely wasn't, that scoring service not overly protected. Definitely like some more ice there before I, start advancing agendas in there. But Healer Hand's going to help a lot. I think that 3 credits from that and the 1 credit from the install really important to try and keep me in this game now that I'm already 2 points down. As everyone can see, you're probably going to keep hammering R&D.
Just seeing your money's pretty low, I might get a cheap look in your hand, and this is my chance to get rid of that Highline Grid. So just taking an opportunity while the corpse broke to weaken their position.
Yep, definitely. Goes to Christian Grid.
Seeing that maybe the clock is running on my game as well with the Bardic Labor.
Yep, Bardic's there. Unfortunately, I never seem to have enough money to use it, so... Oh, and look at that, 3 prepaid.
3 parades online. I'll be looking to levy AR with that setup. Is completely set up. When after you levy, your hand becomes almost all money and card draw at that point.
Yeah, you've definitely got a good feeling of when to do things in this deck. You know the milestones, and that's really showing now. You know you've taken control of the game. Healer Hands and install. So it looks like I'm creating a couple of remotes there. So it looks like I'm going to try and go sideways.
So is that another code gate? It's a good way to do things. And I'm levying.
This is the moment I've sort of been waiting for a little bit, is getting rid of that sharpshooter that we've seen. And now Ichi's back. And I feel, hey, I might all of a sudden have a chance now.
I was thinking maybe that first piece of ice on R&D is just unaffordable, like a Heimdall 2 or another Heimdall or something that you don't want to spend the money on. I've forgotten about the possibility of Ichi, and I've forgotten about my Sharpshooter getting reshuffled in.
Yeah.
So this will come into play in a
Important part
minute.
for me. Yeah. Feel that this is my chance.
So I'm drawing
Try
up.
and sneak some agendas out.
I think I've hit a couple lucky finds straight away. So I'm sitting on 0 credits, but only for a few moments. Diesel.
Yep. You must be looking to scavenge that lady soon. Double diesel. Yep. Just filling your hand up with all of the good things that you need.
I just want money and multi-access at this point.
Yep. Finish the game off quickly. Nice solid.
The problem is on 0 credits, what can I actually play? Scavenge is one of the things I can play. So there I go.
Yep, and that's perfect for you.
Discarding Deus, Stim Hack. The Stim Hack run would have been alright actually. Another lady.
Healer hands, and do I install an agenda? I install something. Hoping maybe to draw a run. Deus Ex can go straight through Victor 2.0 because it's an EP. So I know you can get in there cheaply. 2 credits. If that's an agenda, it's a pretty good bluff.
I'm just assuming you've found some economy. I think you can't go that long without hitting an Adonis at some point.
Sure.
That's what I'm thinking.
Only I had.
So
yeah, no, definitely one of those lessons. Go back to the drawing board after the tournament and say, well, this worked, this didn't. Try and mix it up. I like putting in surprise cards for a tournament to try and catch people unawares, but you have to be prepared to change it up if it doesn't work.
So I'm getting the full value lucky find, 9 credits from 0 straight to 9. That's something only prepaid Kate can really do.
Wow. And yeah, you've gone from 0 to 9. I've gone from looking okay to back to where I was under the pump. Probably hoping you'll run R&D now, last click.
Yeah, I think I'm eyeing off another Maker's Eye.
Yeah. What I'm hanging out for would be the prime time for work.
Last click. Running last click against HB unresed ice. No, I'm not doing it. What did I do? I just drew a card.
Probably quite a wide. Now I've definitely got agendas there, so I've got to start looking at how to get rid of them. But I want to have enough money to res itches. I'm in a bit of a pickle. All of the ice is fairly expensive that's out there. So, without the solid economy, I can either try and bluff an agenda or spend another turn making enough money to squeeze by.
So
and we go for the money.
Go for the money. Double click, install, free install with HB's ability. So
should just give me enough.
Lucky finding again. Just after Leviar, this deck just goes into like God mode with the money. It's incredible. I think people who play Kate just try and use your levy a bit earlier in the game. It might seem like it's expensive with the 5 credits, but it pays itself off, I think. And here comes the Maker's Eye with 1 click left, spending the 1 click to break one of the Heimdall routines, so I can only spend 1 dog token, and then with 0 clicks left, Andrew's got his chance to res the Ichi, and sadly for me, I look through my stack and my heap, and there's nothing that can save me in there.
All I need to do is not hit an agenda from this Maker's Eye, and I'm back in the game.
No
Exactly what you
Upman,
get.
no sharpshooter. Um, no hope for my poor rig. But at least I've got the clone chips and some money, so the rig can come back, and I'll still get the access.
Yeah, I
So it's bad, but
probably should have gotten rid of the cyber cipher since there's no
this is something I enjoy playing the Shaper. I've played Criminal for so long that this would have just ruined Andy. It would have been GG for Andromeda. It would have been bye bye
code.
Codebreaker, bye bye Barrier Breaker.
I
Um,
really should have got rid of the mimic there. That was probably a poor choice.
I think so,
Cyber cipher.
especially because Cybercipher, there's no code gate on R&D. It wasn't doing a whole lot, and it can easily get cloned. I'd almost rather have it in the trash to clone it when I need it. I'm just thinking, do I trash this? I can't remember what it is. Jackson or Heinlein again. Um,
Um, yep, Heinlein good.
and hitting
And
the
there it is.
EBT.
That is bad news. Just needed to get away with that one.
Sitting on 5, and
Yep,
Andrew's
match
turn.
point now. Hoping.
So you'd love to be able to just score an EBT and score some free ice, I guess. But that never happened so far.
Yeah, one game it got me out 2 itchies. Actually, the against you. Before moving forward, I had to play Stew, and I think I did an ABT for 2 itchies, which is a great swing. Not only do you get 2 solid pieces of ice out against his noise deck, also gained a credit. So yeah, it was very important trigger in the last game, but in this one, looks like I'm just clicking along for money again.
So I'm firing the quality time.
And you don't realize that? I just chucked an NABD into the trash. It seems you have no interest in archives, and so this seems like the safest place at the moment is to hide the NAPD there.
It's the one thing I don't like about this Kate. I mean, the Anarchs have good archive pressure. The Criminals have their security testing and their Masonories and their Desperado credits and their data sucker tokens. But Kate just doesn't have any incentive to look at archives like the other runners. So, yeah, one of the few drawbacks of this deck.
It was quite brave, hiding a match point in there. But I have a feeling you're locked onto R&D.
Yeah, so I'm putting that Parasite onto Ichi just to make sure it's on Mimic strength for the future.
Yep, making me feel like I should have trashed Mimic even more. So that was a poor choice. At least make you clone chip it back out.
Yeah.
And I think in that scoring server, the remote there, I'm trying to get enough money to res a Sand secret. One of my big influence splashes to go with my Bardox, which I could never afford. Yeah, the great fast advance cards do require a lot of money. You were applying so much pressure that I spent more time resing ice than I did scoring quickly.
So I'm poor again, but yeah, how do I spend my last 2 clicks being poor? It's one of the trickier decisions. I think, yeah, when in doubt, draw cards in Kate. I've drawn into a Diesel, which is nice. And I'll just fire it straight away.
Yep, keep that deck rolling along. Keep getting the cards you need.
And then I'll just, yeah, keep the goodies and dump the other stuff.
So, sensing the end is near.
Keeping my favourite 5. I think I've kept the legwork. I think I've finally found my legwork. And dumping Artman, Sharpshooter, Astrolabe, Dirty Laundry, Dirty Laundry.
Yep. The Sansan's now online. It's all a little bit too late.
Sansan, Vitruvius. If that was a EBT, you might have a glimmer of hitting some ice, but dirty laundry, not dirty, sure gambling for 7.
There's definitely a gender in my hand. So I can hold out one more turn. I might be able to get to match point. That's the only thing now. Alive, Sansan. But,
Another sure gamble in hand. I'm just thinking, how much money do I actually need to legwork? Is that enough? I'm thinking it is. Looking at your lack
if
of
I
credits.
trashed the mimic, I probably, would have been in a position where I might have been able to.
Say get another turn out, yeah.
Yeah.
So getting the Eli up, putting you down to 0, and I have to clone back Lady.
Yeah. See, this is where if I'd gotten rid of Mimic, you either have to bring it out or Architect to switch back on, and that's something I can't risk.
I think in that position I have to sure gamble again and then give you another turn.
Yeah.
And then you score.
Which is what I wanted, yeah.
So that was really key play.
Get the last agenda out of my hand. I think there's only one in there, and you're about to see it. Spoilers.
Legwork. Out of the 5, there it is straight away. So through to the final, Andrew, down to the lower bracket final. Just taking the risk to check the hand rather than trash the Sansan, and it paid off. That wraps that up. That's Alex and Andrew signing off. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.